Cheers, Carissa.
Cheers, Dad.
Yeah, it is so nice to be able to present the 2018 vintage of Continuum together to represent our family and our team on this gorgeous day here at Continuum Estate.
We're excited to be talking about the 2018 vintage. I mean, we say it again and again, but every year I feel like we're in a better position to honor this extraordinary site. 2018 was blessed because Mother Nature gave us rainfall and in abundance.
It was a vintage where the fruit had a good long hang time. The ripening period of August and September were particularly cool, and you can see the vibrancy and the freshness in this wine that emphasizes the minerality of our soil.
We had higher berry count than average, more clusters, more berries, but the berry size was smaller than average, which means there was a higher skin to juice ratio. So all the character is coming from the skins, and therefore 2018 we had beautiful concentration and depth of character as a result of these smaller berries.
Many people speak about yield per acre, tons per acre, but the most fundamental is yield per berry. That is the skin to juice ratio that Carissa, you mentioned, that is so fundamentally important. And here in these sites that are low in fertility, high in minerality, the vines struggle, and ultimately we do have smaller berry size on a normal basis. This year our vintage was 2.39 tons per acre across our entire vineyard. For us that was large. On a global basis, that is nothing. That is a small crop. And so it is interesting to know that. That's part of the reason why we are here. We're particularly proud of the 2018 vintage. It is a result of this gorgeous land, this fabulous complexity of exposures. I think it's absolutely fabulous. It is what we have been growing into now that we have been on this property for well over a decade. Our team understands it. We are very fortunate to have our own team, care for our own site, and year after year after year we have learned about each individual block and how to manage it better and better. And I think it shows. I think the wine has a finesse and an elegance and a nerve that is indicative of this iron-rich, mineral-rich volcanic soil that we have. That nerve, that focus, that point is quite lovely.
In 2018, 100% of our vineyard was not tilled, keeping the biodiversity flourishing in the soil, and that is in turn giving strength to our vines, and I think that life translates into what you see in the wine.
Sage Mountain Vineyard is an incredible site. We were able to select this after many years, obviously decades in the valley, but great luck allowed us to now have this 173 acres of land. But it's only the oldest of the vines that really contribute to this wine. Vines planted in 91, 96, 2004, 2010 contribute to this. The average age of the vines is roughly 20 years old. That is important. The fact that our hillside vineyard is nestled into the garrigue, into the manzanita, into the wild sage, into the natural vegetation here, you can see that fragrance expressed in the wine, and that is something that gives it complexity. The varietal mix of this is 54% Cabernet Sauvignon, 31% Cabernet Franc, 9% Petit Verdot, 6% Merlot. This is closer to the vineyard planting than we've ever had, purposefully, and it was a great vintage.
The texture and silkiness on the palate has this shimmering, beautiful, just if you could call a wine ebullient, this is, I think, what we see in the 2018.
The natural biodiversity of this area, the natural mineral-rich soils, all of that comes together in a way of poise and elegance and refinement that we're very proud of with this vintage. We hope that you all are as enthusiastic about our wine as we are. We wish you many great glasses of wine, many wonderful meals, and many great friendships. Cheers.